Okay, hi everyone. So welcome to the channel Sluggers. I'm Anupam Mishra, and I'll provide the detailed introduction about myself and the channel towards the end. This is error number 37 from the series 50 most essential grammatical errors for the XAT, and for other exams such as SNAP, as well as it might be useful for other exams as well. Although the series has been particularly created by doing the analysis on XAT questions. Okay, but still it might be useful for the other exams too. Anyhow, so let's start. However, I would like to first state that this is not just a random list of 50 grammatical errors that we have just come up with. There's in fact quite a logical process involved in creating this list, and the same process I've explained that in detail in a separate video, which you can access by clicking on the link on the top right corner of your video. Okay, so this diagram pertains to that. I've explained all of this in that video there. Okay, so you can watch that if you want. Okay, so again, this is the third installment in the confusing words category, and in this case, here with the first set that we have here are the words is the set of the words continuously and continually. Now, again, this also happens to be a pair where the difference in meaning of these two words is not quite clearly understood, especially among the wider section of the audience, right? So let's start. When you say continuously, it basically means something that is being carried on without any pause whatsoever, continuously, right? Without any without any breaks whatsoever, like literally, okay. So for example, if you say that despite the heavy rains, they kept playing continuously for almost 20 minutes straight, yes, it makes sense because that basically means that they did not the ball was the play continued throughout these 20 minutes. Not even for a few seconds did it stop or halt at any point of time. So that means the whole action was carried out continuously, right? So as opposed to continually, which basically means, well, the action was being carried out on a continual basis, but not literally without any pauses. Okay, so it's more like regular in the sense, right? So you have the action like a bulb goes on and off continually, but a bulb keeps on was kept on continuously. Okay, so you get the idea. So for actions and events that recur frequently, but not necessarily continuously, that's when you use the word continually. यहाँ पे सेंटेंस आपका है, as part of a circus troupe, Charlie used to continuously travel around the country. Wait, when you say continuously travel around the country, obviously there's a problem with that, right? Because this seems to imply that Charlie would be traveling continuously. तो मतलब was traveling all the circus? Like वो जो travel कर रहे थे वही circus था क्या? That they are continuously traveling, not resting. Like they would have to pitch their tent somewhere and maybe set up the circus and everything, right? So they cannot be continuously traveling all the time throughout the country, right? Around the country. So continuously does not make sense here. You need to have the word continually here. Okay. So A is grammatically correct. Second one is not. Like grammatically is in terms of the usage of word. Okay. So yeah. So next, coming to the set of words, coming to the next set of words, which are currently and presently. Now again, these two words, it might seem like they can be used in context in an interchangeable manner, but ऐसा नहीं है. When you say currently, you actually mean like right now at that very moment, उसी समय पे, right? As you say it. So if you say, for example, if you look at the first sentence, it says the nurse informed us that the doctor was almost done with the surgery and that we should be able to consult him currently. Now this would be absurd. Why? Because wait, देखो, the nurse informed us that the doctor was almost done with the surgery. मतलब अभी surgery पूरी नहीं खत्म हुई है. He's almost done with the surgery, and that means he's still in completing it in the process of completing it, and that we should be able to consult him currently. That means this seems to imply that the nurse is asking the I guess the patients to go and consult the doctor while he's still completing the surgery. मतलब वो surgery भी कर रहे हैं और consult भी कर रहे हैं, right? So multitasking ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. So you get that. So currently cannot be used in this context. In this context, what you'd rather want to use is the word presently here. You cannot use currently here. Okay. Okay. Why presently? Because presently basically means like very soon, like momentarily. अभी बस थोड़ी देर में ही, right? So in that case, this sentence would sound something like the nurse informed us that the doctor was almost done with the surgery, मतलब almost हो ही चुका है, and that we should be able to consult him presently. Okay, like in just थोड़ी देर में बस अभी हो जाएगा, ठीक है. So, okay, coming to the next sentence, it says, I cannot talk now as I am currently stuck in traffic, but I will call you back presently. Yes, this is correct. Nothing wrong with this. He says, I cannot talk now as I am currently stuck in traffic, right? Though he's at that very moment, he's stuck in traffic, so it makes sense. So currently, usage of currently is correct, is fair there. But I will call you back presently. That means in some time, not right away. In like not at that very moment, but in some time. So presently is also the usage of presently is also correct here. Okay. Finally, next set of words, imply and infer. Imply basically means to indicate something indirectly without explicit reference. That means, देखो यार, so let's say you have a person who's trying to convey the information, a speaker. Okay, let's say you have a speaker here. Okay, excuse my drawing, and then you have a listener here. Okay, who's trying to interpret what the speaker says. So the information, the direction of information is in this direction, right, from speaker to listener. So imply is used to indicate is used when you want to say that the speaker indirectly tried to say something without explicitly referring it, without putting it in exact words. Okay, try to just imply कि हाँ ऐसे बताने का try किया, ठीक है. So on the other hand, inferred basically means, so infer is an action on part of the listener. Okay, let me try to mark this with a different. So infer would be an action on part of the listener, and imply would be an action on part of the speaker. Okay, so that's a good way to understand the difference between these two words. So infer is something that the listener does. Okay, that means when the listener concludes something basis logic and reasoning, rather than something that has been directly said. So you can say that the speaker would try to imply something, and the listener, because he's like clever enough, he's able to infer the implication from what the speaker says. Okay, so that's how these words should be used. So look at for the first sentence. It says Alan's threat to resign was inferred rather than stated explicitly. See, we're talking about statement, right? So so the action is about stating the like the word stated basically tells you that the action is on part of the speaker here. Okay, is on part of the speaker here because the speaker would state or not state the threat to resign explicitly, right? So hence, if the action is on part of the speaker, the usage of the word inferred does not make sense here. Okay, it should be implied. It should rather be implied that not implied. Okay, IMPLIED. So Alan's threat to resign was implied rather than stated explicitly. Okay. Next, Melissa was, it may be inferred, tricked into signing the document without having read it. Now it's a different person who's stating the sentence who's inferring, right? It's not Melissa who's doing it. Melissa is not implying. Like we are the ones who are inferring this. So the action is on part of the listener here, and hence the correct usage of the word or the correct word usage here would be inferred as opposed to implied. So inferred. So that means option B, sentence B is correct. A is not correct. Okay. Finally, guys, my quick introduction. I'm Anupam Mishra and I'm Lucknow alumnus. I have worked in the past with organizations such as Hotstar, UNICEF, Apollo TAS, IMS, etc. I've also worked with an academy as an educator in the past, recognized by their Johnny Ive Award. And I was regarded as one of the top VRC educators that they had. These are my CAT credentials, and Sluggers is basically my endeavor to plug in all the crucial gaps that I believe there are in the test prep industry, starting with the CAT exam. Okay, now, yeah, so that's about me. Do move on to the next era. Okay.